Hey guys, welcome back to Baby Bump Life. I want to take some time today to talk to you guys about some of the, I guess you could say, silliest questions that I've got in my career as a labor and delivery nurse and also as a nurse educator while I've been teaching childbirth, baby basics, infant CPR, and breastfeeding classes. I always start my classes by telling parents, seriously, there are no stupid questions, because there aren't. And as a new parent, you're sleep deprived, you're just wanting what's best for your new baby, and sometimes some silly questions kind of slip out. And I never want to judge anybody because I know I myself probably asked a couple silly questions after I had Hugo. So I always just kind of guide parents in the right direction, but I thought I would share this with you guys just because actually the other day one of my friends said, what's one of the craziest questions that a new parent has asked you? So I thought I would share with you guys one of the first questions that I had that kind of just took me back for a second. It was a younger couple that I had. They had just had their baby. Dad was super excited, and Mom was just like getting ready to breastfeed baby or something like that, and Dad was asking all appropriate questions, you know, about the vaccines and diaper changing and things like that. And then Dad's like, so when are we going to know what language the baby's gonna speak? And I was taken back for just a second, and I recognized that they were both of two different ethnicities. They both did speak English, but the dad was wondering how he'll know which language his child is going to speak. And so my response just simply was, well, oh goodness. So my response simply was, well, when you teach your child, and you can teach them both languages if you would like. And I think he realized it pretty quickly. He was like, oh, yeah, okay, I guess that makes sense. So that was one of the first questions that I can remember early on in my labor and delivery career. The next question, or I guess situation that I can kind of think of is, I was teaching a baby basics class, and this dad came in all by himself. And usually the class is all in couples, and it's all moms who are pregnant. Usually after you have the baby, everybody's kind of like, okay, let's just wing it if we haven't taken the class. So you know, I always have everybody introduce themselves just because I want to know what's going on, and sometimes there will be grandparents who take the class or aunts and uncles, so I just wanted to know, you know, I always want to know who is in the classroom. So this dad had introduced himself, and he said, well, my wife did a home birth, and I said, oh, congratulations, you know, how old's your baby? He said 2 weeks. I said, oh, that's just so great, and all the parents in the class were so excited, and I said, how's everything going? And he said, well, I'm here by myself because my wife said that I need this class. She said I ask too many questions at home. And I said, oh, okay, well, I'm glad you're here. I said, what's one of your main questions, just so I can make sure that I address that for you? And he said, I'm concerned that my baby doesn't sleep. Don't babies sleep? And I said, well, they do sleep. How much sleep do you think they should be getting? And he's like, I think they should be getting 6 to 8 hours of sleep a night. Well, not at 2 weeks. So I said, I'm glad you're here. You know, let's teach you some important information today. Your wife will be very proud of you when you go home. So that was another kind of fun situation. Another one that I had, again, that just kind of caught me off guard, that I was like, well, I guess I never thought of it like that. I had a mom who was having multiples, and she had asked if she needed to take more than one prenatal every day for each of the babies. And like, well, I guess that's a valid point. I've never thought of it like that, but no, you don't need to be taking that many prenatals a day. You'll probably end up pretty constipated with all that iron too. So that was pretty funny that she thought each of her babies she was having needed to have their own prenatal daily. But it was very good that she was taking care of her babies and, you know, thought about that. So So that was another kind of funny situation. You got the coughs today. Why you got the coughs? This is one of his favorite books, Never Touch a Spider. He loves this book. I think I showed this in one of my other videos, but whenever he goes to his little books over here, and he's got another little area of books over there, he always grabs this book out, and because he just loves to feel this outside part. You love to feel that one, huh? Yeah. One of the last situations that kind of comes to mind was a mom had asked me a question in preparation for her two new babies that she was having. And I find sometimes that these questions can be more cultural. Certain cultures ask different or certain questions. Then it also comes from different generations. Sometimes, you know, moms will say, oh, well, my mom did this with me, or my grandmother said to do this, and, you know, things get passed down that way. So this particular mother, she had asked me a question because she was concerned about her nipples were bleeding. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you know, we need to figure out what's going on. She was about 36 weeks pregnant, maybe something like that, 35 weeks. And I said, oh my gosh, we need to figure out why your nipples are bleeding. What's been going on? And she said, well, okay. I said, we need to figure out what's been going on. She said, well, I have been scrubbing them in preparation to toughen them up for the new babies. And I said, scrubbing them? That is definitely new to me. You know, where did you get that from? She's like, oh, well, my mother and grandmother said that I need to do that, especially with having multiples, that I need to toughen up my nipples for the baby. And I said, I am not familiar with that. At the time, I was not a lactation consultant, and I said, I have not heard of that. And I actually checked with one of our lactation consultants, and she's like, no, that is not something that needs to be done, and especially if you're making them bleed, that is not a good thing to be toughening up your nipples and causing them to bleed. So I told her, you should stop doing that because you could cause an infection, which is going to be a way worse situation for these new babies than, you know, worrying about toughening them up. I said, your breastfeeding is going to go perfect, but please stop scrubbing your nipples. So that was one of the last situations that I can kind of think of that just kind of took me back, I guess. I love helping new moms and new babies and new dads. It's so fun to get to teach them, and it's fun to just help them out with this new life-changing experience. Another situation I can think of happened where this mom had called me into the room, and so I went in to see what was going on, and she goes, the baby pooped on me, and she's holding the baby, she was breastfeeding the baby. I go, oh my gosh, that is a lot of poop, how, you know, what happened? And I go, let me grab the baby, so I put gloves on, and I grab the baby, and I can feel my hand slide, like I'm grabbing the baby's head, grabbing the baby's butt, my hand slides right under the butt, and I'm like, there's no diaper. I look, the diaper's at the baby's ankles. I said, who put the last diaper on? She goes, Dad. I go, okay, we're gonna have some education on how snug to put those diapers on, because I know you're concerned about their little umbilical cord and not putting it on too tight, but we also can't have, you know, we can't have the poop coming out of it and the diaper down at the ankles, so, oh my goodness. Thank you for watching. Do stay tuned. In a couple of videos, I actually have a surprise announcement. So stay tuned, and that'll probably be within like the next couple videos. We've got a little, oh my gosh, that is so sweet. Kisses. I love you too. Oh my gosh, I love baby kisses. So stay tuned for the next couple videos, because Hugo and I have a surprise announcement. Surprise announcement. So don't forget to subscribe. Tell your friends to subscribe. We're trying to get our viewers up. And stay tuned for the announcement. And we will talk to you guys all very soon. Thank you so much. Have a good day.